The Quran addressed itself not just to Muslims, it is a book for all humanity. The Quran is a book that brings a message of hope and peace, which in essence is Islam. Peace within yourself, peace with your fellow beings and within your society, and peace with your Creator, the God, the Allah Almighty, and which is the ultimate purpose of our lives. And that is the message of the Quran, and that is the message of my presentation. And this is the message of our exhibition today. Today's exhibition is just a very humble showcase of devotion and love of members of Ahmadiyya Muslim community here in Victoria towards their God, their Allah, and towards His holy word. It is my humble hope that my presentation today has given you a brief glimpse of the Quranic teachings, and that you will find some more details on these teachings and information on the posters and banners outside that we have prepared for you in this exhibition. And thank you all for listening and for your kind attention. God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Malik Imran Ahmed. All of you are respectable and honorable to us. As mentioned in the beginning, that we do have the representative of community with us today as well, in the morning as well in this session. And we do have the honor to have State Member of Parliament Judith Grelly with us today. I'll request Judith to come forward and present your views. Thank you, Judith.
Welcome everyone, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is a real privilege for me to be here today. I've arrived and have just been completely overwhelmed by what is happening here. This incredible group of people who are sharing in this exhibition, but are sharing the knowledge that is being passed on by some very learned scholars here today and some very dedicated followers of Muhammad. We all are blessed by being able to hear this. And I know there are people here whose faces I recognise from multi-faith groups in Casey and Dandenong, and I too have participated in those groups. And that's where I met Noreen. I understand Noreen is one of the co-coordinators or conveners of today. Noreen actually visits me in my office every so often, and we tend to talk a lot. And she tells me a lot of what her community is up to, and I talk to her a lot about what I'm doing. And we come from such different places. Noreen comes from the United States, and I was born and bred in Australia, but my relatives came from the other side of the globe. But what we recognise, I think, and what we have in common is this twofold search that I think we're on, and that it has been so ably presented here today in this exhibition. This great desire to have a spiritual component in our life. And whatever shape or form that takes, and I sometimes falter in trying to work that out, that whatever shape or form that takes, that we are all connected to one God. And so that when Noreen talks of her faith to me, and I talk about how I was brought up in a Christian church, there is far more in common with each other than the seas that part us where we began. And every step we take along that journey, every time we talk, every time I go to a multi-faith exhibition, or every time I am a guest of a different community, especially the Muslim community, my knowledge and my faith is deepened by that experience. So thank you for that. The second thing is, I'm standing here as your local Member of Parliament, and you know, not many people like politicians, and we come with some baggage, you know, as being politicians. Though I do ask for your grace and understanding, for it is my strong belief that most politicians, like most community activists, because that's what Noreen is, that's what Javed is, as well as being members of their church, they're community activists that are hoping to change the world for the better by serving and caring for others. And as we've just heard from Imran, that is core belief for Muslims. It's certainly core belief for, I know, many of the Christians I see here who have a strong commitment to social justice, as I do. And so the journey has many different paths, but I know in my heart that we are on the one journey together. And I think that we are all very fortunate to be here today, to hear what everybody has to say. I just want to finish off by saying, earlier this year, I was in Morocco, and I had the great fortune to go to the Hussein, I think, mosque in Casablanca, which is the second biggest mosque in the world. I think 100,000 people can go to pray at this mammoth building. And I remember walking in, and I was just mesmerised by the size, but more so the beauty of the place, of this exceptional place of worship. And funnily enough, what I thought of at that moment was how much it actually reminded me of the moment I walked into the Vatican, St. Peter's Basilica, for the first time as well, where I was just overwhelmed by the size and the beauty of the complex as well, of the church. What gave me great faith, though, in walking into the mosque was that this mosque is less than 10 years old, I think. It's only recently been built. And it gave me great faith that people from all over the world were willing to commit their imagination, their resources, their hard work, and their money to building another monument to God on this earth that we could all marvel at. And I suggest, if you ever get the chance to go to Morocco, which is a magnificent country and has many beautiful things to see, that you go and see this mosque, because I'm sure after everybody gets to see it, they will truly think it is one of the great wonders of the world. In fact, yesterday I saw in a book in a bookshop that it was on the list of 100 things that must now be seen, and it really should be. So what we have today in our Holy Quran exhibition in Cranbourne, which is a long way from Casablanca and a long way from Rome, is our own tribute to the beauty of God. And I really do want to thank Noreen for visiting me in my office and saying to me, I think we should have a Quran exhibition. And I said, I think that'd be a great idea, but that's a big job. That's a lot of work to do. That's going to take a bit of time. She said, oh no, I think we'll have it in the first week of December. And I said, I don't know about that, Noreen. But God willing, she has. And everybody else that's involved in it. May I thank you for bringing this beauty into our lives today. May I thank you for bringing extra meaning into our spiritual existence. And may you all